So Baldwin goes 3 and out to get this one started. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It's Friday Night Football Live here on TenbandTV. Matt Vandriak, Kevin Zielmanski with you. So the Highlanders, Kevin, 3 straight direct snaps to Dree on 4. And the Peters Township defense holds. Josh Stout punting tonight. And the Indians will start with good field position. 1st and 10 right at midfield.
I like the idea, though, of putting the ball in Dreon Fuller's hands as much as possible. Trying to work the clock by picking up a few first downs, keep this Indians offense off the field. But good field position at their Baldwin 49 here for Peters Township.
Comes Nolan DeLucia out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, looks to throw on 1st down. Pass underneath, has a man making the catch on the comeback pattern. Breaking across the 45 and inside the 30 is Jeremy Paletti. And a 1st down.
Jeremy Paletti on the little comebacker on the sidelines on the far side of the field, Matt. Picks up the 1st down. Watching DeLuca in the warm-ups. He was chucking it all over the field. Wearing number 17 is DeLuca. He comes in on the season. 107 completions on 162 attempts, 17 touchdowns on 4 interceptions, 1,795 yards. Committed to Villanova, FCS school.
20 yards gained on the first play. DeLuca to throw again. Steps up, pump fakes, going to pull it down. Now he can run if he has to. Pump fakes a second time, trying to stretch the field. Now fires, has a man, and the catch made at the 7-yard line. And that one's hauled in by P.J. Luke. And it'll be 1st and goal, so I thought that maybe DeLucia had crossed the line, but good awareness there by the senior. He's been starting since he was a sophomore. And a couple of pump fakes, drew the defense away, then able to tuck that one into Luke. 1st and goal on a gain of 22.
Luke, the senior, 24 receptions on the season, 428 yards, 17.8 average. I want to ask Coach Plack, who's exceeded expectations? He is one of 4 players that he spotlighted.
DeLucia out of the gun, handoff up the middle. Cole Newaver into the end zone, touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver takes it in from 8 yards out. And for Newaver, that is his team-leading 13th touchdown of the season. And Peters Township goes 49 yards in 3 plays. With 8:46 left here in the opening quarter, it's the Indians 6 and Baldwin nothing.
Well, Matt, we get a look at why they're the number 1 team in the Trib's 5A PIAA rankings. 3 plays, 49 yards.
And the PAT up and good off the foot of Anthony Maiello as well. Actually, I say no good. So the Indians, 49 yards, 3 plays. They have a 6-0 lead, capped off on the 8-yard touchdown run by Cole Newaver. Talked a little bit about this Peters Township offense, Kevin. Nolan DeLucia, who won the starting job 2 years ago when he was just a sophomore, and has grown and gotten better season by season. Trio of good wide receivers he's used this season. P.J. Luke's been his top target. You mentioned 24 grabs, 428 yards, 3 touchdowns. Lucas Ross, 18 receptions, 309 yards and 3 scores. Lucas Shanafelt, he has 16 grabs for 347 yards and 6 touchdowns. And tight end Reston Lehman also has 15 catches for 259 yards and 5 scores. Cole Newaver, he leads the Peters Township ground game. 869 yards rushing coming into tonight. Had 12 touchdowns, make that 13 now in 2K25 for number 8 on Peters Township. Maiello will kick it off. Deep men for Baldwin are Noah Sakani and Raycon Carter. This one taken at the 22.
Peters
Township saying they have the football.
This is the second time, Matt, that Peters Township has opted for that short kickoff. I guess they feel that they could force the up band, keep the ball out of Sakani's hands, force the players in the upper closer position, the up backs. They handle it, and they fumbled it both times. And this time Peters recovers it. They're going to take over on the ball 122.
Kyle Cass, number 16 on the recovery. And here come the Indians. 1st and 10 off the turnover at the Baldwin 22-yard line. DeLucia out of the gun. Newaver to his right. 2 receivers to the right side. 3rd receiver shifting that way as well. And some flags flying. I think the Indians may have had too many pieces moving. And it is a false start against Peters Township. So Peters Township, they won last year's matchup between these schools by the count of 49-8. Coming into tonight, Kevin, Baldwin's losing streak sits at the longest mark in the WPIAL at 27 games.
Yeah, unfortunately, a tough season for Baldwin continues in their play. Their toughest opponent or their most talented opponent of the season tonight.
DeLucia to throw, rolls to the right. Dials up the deep ball, has 2 receivers down there, and broken up by Baldwin. Good defense by Noah Sakani. Trying to find Jackson Hardcastle. That's a great name, Jackson Hardcastle. And broken up by Noah Sakani, the senior, one of the captains on this team, who definitely has been one of the bright spots for the Highlanders this season and shows his prowess there on defense.
Well, what a nicely thrown ball by DeLucia right there, and just a pretty pass. I mean, what a tight spiral. Good play by Sakani.
2nd and 15. DeLucia rolling here to the right, firing underneath, has a man. Catch made at the 22. That's pulled in by P.J. Luke. And a nice piece of tackling there by Baldwin's Jordan Bryant. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. Thought Luke caught it in, but a good job there by Bryant to force that ball loose. It's going to be 3rd and long, so the Baldwin defense has Peters Township backed up a bit here after the fumbled kickoff was recovered at the Baldwin 22-yard line. 3rd and 15 for the Indians from the Baldwin 27. Out of the shotgun. DeLucia to throw. Across the middle, has a man, incomplete in the direction.
Jeremy Poetti.
And incomplete. Sakani was in the area, as well as Jordan Bryant. So we'll see what TJ Plack elects to go for here on 4th and 15. Probably too far for a field goal, but too close to punt. So I think the Indians trust their offense.
Poetti ran a deep in over the middle. I don't know, Matt. I mean, I think Peters knows that they're going to win this game pretty easily going for this.
Looking to throw, pressure coming. DeLucia eludes. DeLucia steps up, running out of real estate. He's going to pull it down and run. DeLucia inside the 20, breaks the tackle, gets down to the 15, but he's well short of the first down. Good tackle there, yeah, by Baldwin's Tyler Diube.
Yeah, the freshman safety coming up to make the play. DeLucia with great mobility. But again, I don't know if it's necessary to go for it on 4th down there. I understand it, but
kind of in no man's land a bit. You can either
positionally on the field you are, but I think we know when you're going to route somebody that
kind of gives you the option there. I mean, it's a little too close to punt, too far for a field goal. It would have been a 44-yard try for Anthony Maiello. So Baldwin's defense stands up, gets the stop, and the Highlanders come back to the offense for the second time tonight, 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line. Galantine up the middle on the handoff. It's going to be Fuller. And moving forward for a gain of a yard, possibly 2. Tackle made by Peters Township's Ian Watson.
Well, I think we could get the plan tonight offensively for Baldwin. Keep it on the ground, but the only thing about that, Matt, is it takes out your biggest threat, which is Noah Sakani, who has the ability to get downfield and make some plays.
2nd and 8, ball for the Highlanders on their 17-yard line. Galantine under center, 4 of the deep backs. Sakani, the receiver, now shifting into the backfield. And it's going to be a little bit of a misdirection handoff here. And Peters Township ready for it. Stepping up is P.J. Luke. And Bryant goes nowhere. Actually, I had the wrong number on that. It was Watson on the tackle, as well as Noah Griffith. So Griffith, Kevin, one of those guys who's getting a chance to play here with the injuries.
Tried they're kind of the reverse pivot for Valentine at quarterback. Get the counter and misdirection as they put Sakani going right. But good read there defensively for Peters, and they stayed with it and made the tackle.
Loss of 4 brings up 3rd and 12 for the Highlanders. And Baldwin going to take the timeout here with 6:46 left in the opening quarter. 6-0 Peters Township leads. The Indians on their first offensive drive of the game went 49 yards in 3 plays, capped off on an 8-yard touchdown run by Cole Newaver. Chance for us to thank our sponsors for bringing you Baldwin football here on TenbandTV. Thanks to the Craft House Stage and Grill for being an advertising partner for Baldwin football here on TenbandTV. The Craft House brings you unforgettable nights of live music specializing in talent close to home and across the country. You can stop by to enjoy the Craft House's menu of scrumptious scratch-made food that will keep you coming back for more, along with a wide selection of beverage choices with something in mind for everyone. The Craft House also has late-night happy hour on Fridays and Saturdays from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., featuring half off of 20 delicious menu items. Stop by the Craft House Stage and Grill at 5024 Curry Road, or check them out online at crafthousepgh.com. This week at the Craft House, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Rough Creek brings their country stylings to the Craft House. And on Sunday at 6 p.m., the Kings of Thrash take the stage. Kevin, that's right up your alley.
I'll be in the front row. I'm camping out. I'll be there overnight to get a front row seat. Kings of Thrash.
Kings of Thrash. 3rd and 12 out of the Baldwin timeout. Highlanders at their own 13-yard line. Galantine out of the shotgun. Low snap. Rolls right. Fires. Has a man. It's picked off. Up the left side. Inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township.
23 yards. Joey Wortman on the interception, Matt.
So Wortman, the senior defensive back, right in front of the football, takes it the other way. So Baldwin, Kevin, doing themselves no favors. 2 turnovers on back-to-back possessions. Got the defensive turnover on downs after the fumble kickoff of the 22, but the pick 6 for Joey Wortman puts the Indians up 12-0.
Well, Valentine rolled out to the right, and he had a receiver, but when he threw it behind him, he threw it right to Wortman, who said thank you very much, and he had an escort into the end zone of white jerseys. Touchdown, second of the game for the Indians. They are on top, 12-0. And it looks like because of the extra point that was missed, that they might consider going for 2 here. No, looks like they got their kicker out there.
Maiello back out as the PAT try will come. 12-0, Peters Township on top. Trying to make it 13. I mentioned Anthony Maiello missing the opening PAT. We got a little bit of a stop here, I think there. They blew the whistle. Maiello kicked the ball. They blew the whistle, stopped the play. And now they will go here for the PAT. DeLucia the holder. High snap, getting it down. Maiello's kick is up. This time it splits the uprights. And Peters Township is on top now by the count of 13-0. Kevin, we take a look here at this Allegheny 6 conference and what we have coming up here for the potential playoffs. The formula's simple for Peters Township. A victory tonight, and they are your Allegheny 6 conference champions. Now, last year, 5 of the 6 teams in the Allegheny Conference qualified for the WPIAL playoffs. The playoffs in 5A got 3 teams that get automatic bids from the 3 conferences. So the top 3 teams in the Allegheny 6, the Big East and the Northeast Conference, earn automatic playoff berths. Then 3 wildcard teams will be determined by the WPIAL Football Steering Committee. So for the Allegheny 6, Upper St. Clair, they can clinch a playoff berth with a win over Moon tonight. Moon can earn a playoff spot with a victory over Upper St. Clair, combined with a Bethel Park win over South Fayette.
And we talked about early in the year this Allegheny 6 conference and how stacked the conference is. So for Peters Township to win this conference is quite an accomplishment in itself. And here's another short kick.
Bouncing ball gets through. Stout jumping on this one to cover for the Highlands is Tyler Dayub. So Peters Township's used that strategy 3 times. And we'll see the Fighting Highlanders of the offense for the 3rd time tonight now, Kevin. The first one was 3 straight runs out of the Wildcat by Dreon Fuller. Second was a pick 6. And Baldwin trying to get it going.
Something to be working for them. As you see on the bottom of your screen scrolling are the playoff scenarios. Who can clinch? Good work by my partner getting that entered, ready to go for the crawl here tonight. Z Peters with 3 down linemen, a couple edge rushers here, very tight to the line of scrimmage.
Galantine out of the gun, Fuller behind him. Galantine going to call his own number, trying to come here to the near side, looking for somewhere to go. Turns the corner, gets inside the 30, and we got a flag on the play. That was actually Jordan Bryant on the carry. And we may have gotten a horse collar on that tackle, too.
Might get a horse collar at the end, so I don't know if it's going to offset. I don't know if there's a holding call and a horse collar, or it's just a horse collar. Because it seemed the flag was out before the tackle. There's the hold against Baldwin. And there is no horse collar on penalty.
So, break for Peters Township, and the Highlanders trending in the wrong direction on this drive early.
Matt, Peters Township with 1 WPIAL title. That was in 2023 in the 5A classification when they defeated Pine Richmond 43-17. They're probably considered the favorite to do it again this year. And
those two teams met last year, too, and it was Pine Richland knocking off Peters Township at Acrisure Stadium.
And you wonder, Matt, if it's a matter of time or not when they might end up in the 6A classification, the growing district.
Indeed. Both Peters Township and Pine Richland could be, as the Jeffersons once said, moving on up. There you go. Out of the gun. This is going to be a direct snap to Bryant. Gets across the 20, out to about the 23-yard line. Tackle made on the play by Peters Township's Ian Watson has been very active so far. So talking to Coach Brown this week, Kevin, he talked about that Max Galantine will see most of the time at quarterback, but they do have some packages for Jordan Bryant to allow him to use his athleticism. He's a good runner, has good speed.
Yeah, well, I think when you're struggling to have an offense, when your quarterback that started the season leaves the team, and you're just trying to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, direct snap makes a lot of sense. You want to use multiple playmakers. You want to try to find something that's going to work against a very talented team and a tough defense. Not even a score, Matt. We're just talking about picking up some first downs.
2nd and 8 for the Highlanders. Ball out to the Baldwin 23. Out of the shotgun. We see Bryant. Snap gets through his hands. Bryant now scrambling, trying to make something out of nothing. Flag on the play as Bryant is going to be swallowed in the backfield by a host of Indians defenders. And leading the charge back there was James Spratt, as well as Noah Griffith. So Noah Griffith, Kevin, one of the guys that's getting the chance to start tonight because of the injuries on the Peters Township defensive line, and he is making the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, you see, I mentioned in the open, they have two players going to Division I schools, Stanford and Pitt, that are
sidelined.
Yeah, they're sidelined due to injury, but one's a linebacker and they're both linebackers, and they both kind of set the edge, and they're missing, and really Peters just plugs in another player and really not going to miss a beat at all tonight here against Baldwin. Very deep team.
Yes, they are. Look at the sidelines. 3rd and 12. Out of the gun. Galantine back in. Fumbles the throw. Gets hammered on the play. And it falls incomplete as Peters Township's James Spratt brought the splat as he drops Galantine right as he was releasing the ball. Kevin bobbled the snap and no time to waste against his Peters Township defensive front.
Yeah, he caught the snap and the shotgun. Did not get a good grip. Had to re-grip. Threw off the timing. And Myron Cope would have been proud of you right there with the jack splat.
Yoy.
Sprat, double yoy.
Punting situation here for Baldwin, and we'll see senior Josh Stout handling the punting duties. The regular punter, senior Jack Steverson, he's injured this week, hoping to be back for next week.
Nice punt.
And it's going to send the return back to the 48-yard line, and that was brought back there by Jeremy Paletti.
It's a really good tackle right there by number 2.
Yeah, Mike Schob downfield, making the stop. So Peters Township, Kevin, for the 3rd time tonight on offense, is going to start at midfield or better. Actually, that's going to be at the Indians 48, regardless. Peters Township starting field position was the 50, the Baldwin 22, a pick 6, and now they'll start at their own 48 with 4:08 left here in the opening quarter. Peters Township on top by the count of 13-0. Cole Newaver a touchdown run. As we swing one out here to the near side. Catch made and then cartwheeled on the play is Alan Kubina, one of the freshmen, getting some time.
Bubble screen to the right side. Caught it behind the line. Two other receivers on that side, Matt, were able to block downfield and pick up 8.
Joe Jackson made the tackle for Baldwin. And it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Indians from the Highlanders, 42-yard line. DeLucia out of the gun. Newaver to his left. Delayed handoff goes to Newaver. Lowers his shoulder behind his offensive line and looks like he should have enough for the first down. Josh Stout on the tackle for Baldwin.
The far side judge is coming in a yard short, so we're going to make it 3rd and short, Matt. For the Indians, you get a field level look. Here's a look at Stout right there.
You're right, 3rd and 1 it'll be. Ball at the Baldwin 43-yard line. DeLucia out of the gun. 4 receivers, 3 to the top. Swings the pass underneath. Catch made. Breaking tackles inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line for Peters Township again. His freshman tight end, Alan Kubina. Good lick put on there by Tyler Dayub as the freshmen collide.
Well, Matt, we see this more and more in football, particularly at the high school level. You and I were at South Allegheny last week, and they were really doing this exceptionally well. You get those ball out quickly out of the quarterback's hand, and you get the receiver behind the line of scrimmage. So it's just like a long sweep from like the 70s or 80s, and you get those downfield blockers, big gain, first down.
Faking the handoff to Lucia, rolling here to the near side. Pressure coming. Steps up, throws, has a man, and a sliding effort made, incomplete. Unable to haul that one in for the Indians was Lucas Rost. Good effort to get back, Kevin, but as he sat down, that foot was out of bounds.
Love the new mobility of DeLucia right there. You get a look at him right there, the senior quarterback. Committed to Villanova, so he'll go to the other end of the state. That's the
wrong side of the state, we like to call that during hockey season.
Correct. So it's a good, what used to be referred to as 1AA, now it's FCS program.
Up and coming, good football team. They put some NFL players out.
In a good school.
Absolutely. Great basketball school, too. 2nd and 10 from the Baldwin 29. Newaver gets the call, finds a seam. Newaver breaks a tackle to 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver through the Highlanders defense like a hot knife through butter. And he takes it to the end zone. The third score of the half for the Indians, the second for Newaver. And it's 19-0 Peters Township with 2:10 left here in the opening frame.
Matt, what impressed me right there was the acceleration of Newaver. He was running right. When he saw the hole, he just accelerated immediately. Right here, he takes the handoff, he runs laterally, and just 4 purple jerseys watch him go past, another missed tackle, and then one trying to get the angle, and he just waltzes right into the end zone. The extra point is up and good.
So it's now 20-0 with 2:10 left here in the opening quarter. Newaver scoring his second of the night, 14th of the season, a 29-yard touchdown run on top of the 8-yard run he had earlier. And again, we want to say thanks to our sponsors for making Friday Night Football Live possible for you here on TenbandTV. Thanks to Legacy Lanes for their sponsorship of Baldwin High School football here on TBTV. Everyone loves to bowl, so why not do it while celebrating your birthday? Birthday party packages are available now. Legacy Lanes also offers online reservations. Just go to their website at legacylanes.us and make your reservation for some bowling fun. There are also opportunities to join league play year-round. Visit Legacy Lanes at 5024 Curry Road or give them a call at 412-653-2695.
Reminder, everyone, next week we'll be back here for the season finale.
Floating kick taken from the 27-yard line. And trying to find room to the near side is Stout. He's going to be chased down and tackled at the 27-yard line. Good hustle there by Peters Township's Ian Watson. So Watson, he is what Adam Sandler, the water boy, said must have had some tackling fuel because he's tackling on defense and special teams.
Coaches love to see that. Making the good tackles, getting downfield in coverage. Those things might not be extremely critical tonight here against Baldwin, but they are going to be in a very competitive 5A conference come playoff time, which starts in 2 weeks.
Highlanders will start at their own 26. Bryant taking this snap, tossing out. Here's Fuller tossing out to Sakani, and Peters Township ready for it, and they will make the TFL as tracking down there for Peters Township was Gabe Keita, senior defensive lineman.
Fuller, not usually the quarterback, took the reverse pivot, so the deep toss to Sakani just gave the Indians time to get into the backfield and make the big TFL 5-6 yards right there. It's going to be 2nd and 16. That really puts you behind the sticks once again here on their 4th possession of this first half.
So try to get the ball in Sakani's hands as one of your playmakers, but that play just didn't look right, and Peters Township read it, and it'll be 2nd and 16 back at the Baldwin 20-yard line. Fuller, direct snap, tries to find some room, breaks the first tackle, gets out to the 22 before being wrestled down on the play by Ian Watson. Tackling fuel, Kevin.
Matt, the issue right now is they just can't stop the D line of Peters Township. And they're in the backfield immediately. Really not much room to run. That's why Coach Plack is hoping to be the number 1 seed in 5A, Matt. That was one of the things when I asked him about the upcoming playoffs. He says looking forward to the seeding, and as we hopefully are working towards a bye in round 1. From there, I think you have 5 to 6 teams that have a true chance to win it.
5A, we talked about it, Kevin, from the beginning of the season, and now as we're in the stretch run, is the toughest conference in the WPIAL. And the 5A playoffs are going to be good. It's going to be good football. 3rd and 15. Galantine dialing up the deep ball, coming back to get it is Sakani out to midfield and into Peters Township territory before Jackson Namey brings him down.
Brought him down with a hog tie, kind of pounded. It's like one of your wrestling shows right there, Matt. But throw the ball in the air and let Sakani go and get it. So Valentine looks right at him. It's just a go route for Sakani. The DB right there lost his balance. Nanny Jackson for a minute. Boom. Takedown. But Sakani with another good grab. Coming in on the season, Sakani 26 receptions, 571 yards. He averages 22 yards per catch. And you see it right there as we reach the end of the first quarter.
First quarter in the books here from Baldwin. It's Peters Township 20, the Highlanders nothing. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching Friday Night Football Live on TenbandTV. Back here at Baldwin, team switch sides to start the second quarter. Highlanders with the football, 1st and 10 at the Peters Township 47. And we see Dreon Fuller take it up the gut, tackled by his counterpart in number 6, Jackson Hardcastle. It's a great football name. It's a great hockey name. It's a great anything name. I wonder if he's related to Sexton Hardcastle, who would later be known as Edge, one of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time, now known as Adam Copeland. Started his career as Sexton Hardcastle.
Okay.
I'd literally thought about changing my name to Sexton Vandriak before, but decided to stay with Matt. Up the middle. Fuller gets popped. Ball pops loose. As the combo tackle made there by Peters Township's James Spratt, as well as Noah Griffith. The usual suspects on defense there for the Indians.
Middle linebacker Spratt filling the hole right there as Fuller runs leaning forward. Had a decent gain on first down at that time. Not able to pick up very much with Spratt waiting to meet him in there. So a little bit of, Fuller was able to get through the line, so there was a hole there. He got to the second level where Spratt met him.
3rd and 6, Galantine looks across the middle, has the man, but it's overthrown and intercepted by Peters Township. That's Cole Newaver bringing it back the other way. Newaver up the right sideline. Newaver with one man to beat. Newaver cuts it back inside the 15. He's going the distance. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver. Throw the hats, Kevin. He just got the HT of TDs, this time with the pick 6 and the long return. Newaver has 3, the Indians have 4, and it's 26-0 Peters Township with 10:49 left here in the opening half.
Just not a well-thrown on-time pass right there, and Newaver read it. I believe if we get a replay up, he caught that one around the 20-yard line. So I think it's going to be an 80-yard return for Newaver on the interception. Not a natural hat trick, though.
Maiello's kick is up, and it is good. 27-0. Peters Township on top as Newaver gets his third score. As you mentioned, Kevin, he opened the scoring with an 8-yard touchdown run, and he had a 29-yard TD run, and now what we're assuming is about an 80-yard pick six. We'll get the official number on that here in a bit.
Second defensive touchdown of the game for the Indians.
TenbandTV has broadcast sponsorship opportunities available now for your business or organization. As a TenbandTV sponsor, your brand isn't just a logo on a banner, it's integrated into the experience. With actionable QR ads and detailed analytics, TenbandTV ensures that your sponsorship makes an impact. Check out shop10bandmedia.com to see our advertising packages, or email sales@10bandmedia.com for more information. So after the big play to Sekani, got the Highlanders into Indians territory.
Right.
It was the Peters Township defense back the other way as Cole Newaver with the pick six and long return. And now Maiello floats this kick to the far side. Two men run into each other. And nowhere to go there for Mike Shobe as he is swarmed by the Peters Township defense. Kyle Case downfield. Case had the fumble recovery early. Kevin, on the second kickoff of the game, that's the only drive that Peters Township didn't turn into points. And here we go.
Well, even the kickoffs have been an adventure for the Highlanders today. Hitting the ground, hitting the shoulder pads, trying to catch it, running into each other right there. Peters with a plan, and they're executing it, and they got good coverage right now, even on special teams. So they're paying attention to all phases.
Baldwin starts first and 10 at their 20. Galantine under center. Throwing it deep, looking for Sekani, and a little too far. Coverage out there for Peters Township was Noah Coolin.
We've seen them do that earlier in the season, Matt. They like to run him up the middle of the field. He is able to get some separation. Sekani is definitely their main threat offensively, but he just isn't, he relies on the quarterback to get it near him. Good catch radius. He does some combat catches, but that one hit the ground here, so 2nd and 10.
Galantine under center. Fuller the deep back. Little misdirection goes to Bryant, and Peters Township reads it easier than a Dr. Seuss book. Into the backfield to make the TFL is Gabe Keita.
We saw Baldwin try that one in the first quarter where they bring Sekani in orbit, looking like they're going to go one direction with the pitch, and they come with the counter. Peters Township well-schooled, waiting for it, got the tackle for loss there. That's 4-yard loss. On that rushing attempt, as we are
a timeout taken by Baldwin. So, Highlanders taking their...
Staff at Highlanders, they like to use all their timeouts, and they'll use them whenever they need them. Not afraid to, not saving them for the end of the half or the final.
They're not taking the Steelers approach. You can't use this first half TDs, timeouts in the second half. So look at this Allegheny 6 conference. Again, playoff scenarios look like this. Peters Township clinches the conference championship with a win tonight. Upper St. Clair can clinch a postseason berth with a win over Moon tonight. Moon can earn a playoff spot with a victory over USC and a Bethel Park win over South Fayette. Last year, Kevin, 5 of the 6 Allegheny Conference teams placed. Each conference, the 3 conferences, get 3 auto bids, and then there are 3 wild cards that are selected by the WPIAL steering committee.
2 teams have clinched. Woodland Hills in the Big East Conference, they're in first place, and Pine Richland in the Northeast Conference, they're in first place. Pine Richland in a neighborhood rivalry tonight, playing North Allegheny in a 5A, 6A crossover matchup.
Could be a 6-on-6A matchup in the future.
It's good to keep those rivalries playing each year.
Absolutely. A lot of great games when they were both 4A schools back in the day. 3rd and 14. Galantine hit as he throws, and it's too strong for Sekani as the pressure was coming on the Peters Township defensive sides. Cole Camilletti got a pretty good shot on Galantine, forcing that throw to be a bit errant. And the Highlanders will punt it away. So this Peters Township defense, Kevin, coming into tonight, giving up just 7.8 points against on average. That's the lowest in Class 5A, fourth lowest in the WPIAL. Baldwin offense averaging just 8.2 points per game. That's the lowest scoring average in 5A and sixth lowest in the WPIAL. Stout to punt. And he sets this one up towards the near side of the field. Going to take a favorable bounce for the Indians and then downed by Baldwin's Caleb Scheller. And Peters Township has primo field position again. They will start 1st and 10 at the Baldwin 42 with 10:09 left here in the opening half, a 27-0 lead.
Matt, Baldwin took the possession at 10:46, and they give it up at 10:09. So 37 seconds ticked off the clock, and not exactly what's going to help them keep the score down here in this game against Peters Township.
Nolan DeLucia out of the gun. Newaver to his right, 4 receivers, 3 of those to the right side, single wide here on the near side. Pass underneath, catch made by Lucas Ross. Ross shaking and baking, has a first down. He gets hit hard at the marker. As bringing a little bit of boom there was Tyler Dayoub. But 11 gained and a Peters Township first down.
Well executed tunnel screen right there by the Indians. Bring him in from the outside towards the quarterback, shorten the throw, and then get the downfield blockers because he's behind the line.
Fresh set for the Highlanders. Ball at the Baldwin 33. It's the end of the game in the backfield here now. Mark Repepe. DeLucia looks to the right, to the sideline. Tight end down low, single wide as well. And it's going to be Repepe up the middle, and he's get to the 21-yard line. Another first down. Gain of 12. And moving the sticks on his first carry of the night there for Peters Township.
Quick hitter, well blocked, straight ahead running by Repepe. Picks up another first down for Baldwin as they are now at the Highlanders 21 as we're under 9.5 to go here in the first half.
If I remember correctly, I believe that Repepe's a member of the hockey team as well. I believe he jumped on last year after football season ended.
I agree with you.
1st and 10 from the Baldwin 21. DeLucia has time. Pump fakes, pulls down, rolling to the right, and he's going to be brought down on a good defensive play by Josh Stout.
DeLucia saw a lot of room there, so good on Stout for shedding that blocker, Matt, making a good low tackle right there to prevent DeLucia from scampering down the sidelines for a big gain, likely enough for a first down, possibly enough to get into the end zone. Don't forget, mercy clock comes in at 35 points. That only applies in the second half.
Loss of 1 on that play. Going to be 3rd and 11 coming up here for Peters Township at the Baldwin 22. DeLucia out of the gun. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, fires underneath. Catch made inside the 10, inside the 5. Walking it in for the Peters Township score is Ian Watson. So he got a little offensive magic to go with the defensive prowess as well. Watson hauling it in from DeLucia, 22 yards, and the Indians lead 34-0 with 8:20. Sorry, 33-0. That's 34-0 with 8:20 left here in this.
34 if they make the extra point.
That's right. That's right. And they are going to kick the PAT.
Well, I mean, he just came out of the back, right off the end of this, untouched. I mean, he was jogging, put his hand up.
PAT up and good by Anthony Maiello. And it's 34-0 in favor of Peters Township. 8:20 left here in the opening half.
Right here, you'll see him come in motion from left to right, and he just runs into the flat, and nobody goes with him, and he just kind of puts his hand up, and he just very casually jogs down 22 yards for a touchdown.
So Baldwin taking the Steelers' approach to defense on that one.
My partner is very
disappointed and slightly disgusted if you're talking about last night.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
So 8:20 left here in the opening half. It's all Peters Township. Earl Carter and Tyler Dayoub back on the return here, waiting for this kick from Anthony Maiello, who's been masterful, Kevin, as far as placing the football on kickoffs go.
He has.
One was fumbled, one was juggled. There's been no return. And he's going to float this one here to the near side. It's going to take a bounce. Loose ball, still loose, and it's recovered by Peters Township. Getting downfield for the Indians was Kyle Case, his second fumble recovery on a kickoff tonight. And the Indians in business inside the Baldwin 30.
Well, Matt, you mentioned the kicker, and he's just been terrific, Maiello, as he kicks it on like a pooch down, but watch it check when it hits the ground. It checks up like one of your good wedge shots, right? And it just comes right back to the coverage unit, and they recover the kick for a very long onside kick.
And Peters Township in business, 1st and 10 at the Baldwin 27-yard line. DeLucia out of the gun. Repepi behind him. Watson shifts left to right. Here comes Repepi off that right side, breaks the first tackle, breaks a second, and he gets popped. Stepping up and unleashing the fury is Tyler Dayub, the freshman. He's brought a little bit of thunder here tonight.
Stepped up from that safety position, lowered that shoulder in a good form tackle, but still a decent gain for Peters Township as we tick under 8 minutes.
Nice night here for football in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. 56 degrees. Temperatures will stay in the mid-50s here on a mostly clear Friday night. As we approach, hard to believe, Kevin, the
hard to believe
end of this regular season is next week. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. And Repepi gets the call again. This time he's going to be tackled in the backfield. Good penetration there by Joe Coates.
Yeah, next week the Upper St. Clair Panthers will be here at Baldwin for the season finale of Friday Night Football Live. So, Matt, you got to wonder, how long are you going to let DeLucia play?
Well, you're not. See Talon Stauffer in there now. So, question answered. I thought that was a different.
I was writing, and I didn't look up. I guess I should have looked up first before.
Yeah, so just after that play. So, Talon Stauffer in, and he's looking to throw. Pressure coming. Stauffer underneath as a screen set, but incomplete through the intended target's hands of Cooper Donovan.
We've reached the portion of the program where having the starting chart is not going to be much help because they've got a lot of those players out. Coach told me in his answer, Coach Black told me in his answer this week, I asked him, about his prep, and when you have a team that's struggling and, it goes a little deeper, gives some more reps, and now you're going to see these guys that had those practice reps in the game.
4th and 8, Peters Township to go for it from the Baldwin 25. Delayed handoff. And here comes Repepi. First down inside the 15, inside the 10, and brought down at the 9-yard line. Touchdown saving stop made there by Tyler Dayub. So a lot of confidence there by Peters Township, even in their twos, as Mark Repepi behind the offensive line moves the sticks, picks up 15, and it's 1st and goal for the Indians at the Highlanders' 10-yard line.
I didn't feel really good about going for it in the first quarter, but I didn't mind that because they ran a draw.
They'll do it again. Here comes Repepi up the gut into the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Mark Repepi. This time a 10-yard run, and it's 40-0 Peters Township with 6:21 left here in the opening quarter. So the Indians, Repepi was the 3rd leading rusher on the team coming into tonight. Newaver leads it, and then behind him was the quarterback, Nolan DeLucia.
First touchdown out of the game for Repepi.
Maiello for the PAT. And his kick is up, and he is 5 for 6 on the night, and the point after is, and it's 41-0 Peters Township with 6:21 left here in the opening half.
Well,
I gave Repepi one too many touchdowns. That was Newaver who got the other one in there.
Newaver's got 3.
That's right.
Wortman's got an interception return. Ian Watson's got 1. And now Repepi gets in on the action.
Repepi had a good run on that previous scoring drive, but did not quite finish it off. He gets the reward there. And Peters Township up 41-0. 6:21 left here in the opening half.
Going to be like Oprah today, Matt. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
We've seen that fish before. We're ready to kick it off here.
Now, maybe run up a little closer. Got to run under the ball.
Here comes the kickoff here. Anthony Maiello.
He's been a weapon
He
kicking
has.
the ball.
That's something
impressive.
exactly. That's something that he's going to send this one deep, showing off his leg strength. Drives Carter back to the 8. Carter across the 15, and he is slaughtered at the 18. As downfield for Peters Township was Jackson Hardcastle.
Hardcastle bringing up the drawbridge, lowering the boom. There's not a lot of castle puns, Matt. I reached for it.
There was a Hardcastle in McCormick. That was a show in the 80s, too, wasn't it? Yeah, look that up. Didn't last long. I remember watching that when I was probably about 6. I was probably about like 83. Hardcastle in McCormick. But Castle Grayskull. That's where He-Man and Skeletor did battle at. Where you live at, Castle Shannon.
Right on.
Of course, Newcastle having a great high school football season underneath the Fred Mazzocca this season. And the Party Peacock out of Buffalo, New York, pro wrestler Dalton Castle. Bryant, keeper, breaks a couple tackles, gets out to about the 22, and then gets taken out of bounds by Liam Alsop.
It was a good TV show for a number of years, Castle, by the way.
That's right, Castle was. I forgot.
My wife and I watch a lot of the reruns. See if the Highlanders can get a few first downs here and possess the balls. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. No, I'm going to have to get out the Google. What'd you say it was?
Hardcastle and McCormick. That's on your Meet TV or whatever it is there, TV 2.1.
There it is. You're right. Hardcastle and McCormick, 3 seasons in 1983.
I mean, I did remember. Where do I come up with this stuff at?
I don't know.
2nd and 5 after the run there by Jordan. And out of the gun, Jordan going to try again, and this time he's going to be slammed in the backfield on the tackle by Liam Alsop. So Alsop channeling a little bit of Dalton Castle there with the German release back suplex on the tackle.
I want you to look at this picture of right there. That could be you and me.
It could be. You're wearing the,
We could be the Halloween costume.
We could say that Hardcastle and McCormick.
Showing up.
I got to remember, I watched that when I was a kid. I can't believe I remembered that.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember the show. I don't remember the premise of it, but that was a time where action movies were very prevalent. Action shows were very prevalent, Kevin. The days of the A-Team, the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, now you're talking about
Chips.
Dun, 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 dun.
Galantine hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete as he felt the wrath of Tony Abitachi there. And it's going to be a punting situation here for Baldwin on 4th and 11 from the Highlanders' 16-yard line. Still 4:28 left here in this opening half. 41-0. The Indians on top. And punting away here is going to be Josh Stout. And Jack Steverson, the usual punter, and the senior, injured, out tonight. We're hoping Jack's able to make it back next week for senior rec. Stout gets a good kick, line drive off. Ball juggled, picked up, and caught at the 25-yard line. Sorry, at the midfield line there by Alan Kubina. And a good job getting downfield by Mike Schob, as that was a hard line drive punt there by Stout that almost resulted in a turnover.
Would have been the best offensive play of the game for Baldwin. As you're going to get a look at it here, we're showing a replay of the punt. He makes it wobble a little, which makes it harder to catch, and he took his eyes off the ball and put it on the coverage, and almost a turnover for the Highlanders.
Peters Township will start 1st and 10 at the Baldwin 45. Talon Stauffer in at quarterback, out of the gun. Repepe the deep back. And Repepe gets the call to the right side, and he's going to be tackled. Good job making some penetration there for the Highlanders was Joe Jackson.
Repepe on repeat. I think we're going to see a lot of Repepe handoffs here the rest of the way.
Mark Repepe, the 5'7", 175-pound senior.
take a look at his stats entering the game. He had 40 carries, 109 yards, averaging 2.7 per rush.
I think he's added that on a little bit as Repepe gets the call here. And he'll roll forward for about 2. Tackle made on the play by Baldwin's Dylan Klikowski.
Well, 3rd and long here, an opportunity for the Highlanders to force a punt, which would be a small victory. You got to get those small victories when you can here, Matt.
Yeah, remember Baldwin forced the turnover on downs after fumbling the kickoff at their 22. Since then, Peters Township has had their way. And 3rd and 8 coming up here from the Baldwin 43. Repepe up the middle, and he's going to be stopped after a short gain. As unleashing a little bit of fury there for the Highlanders was Frederick Hartman.
Don't forget the bands at halftime.
Exactly. Excited to see the Baldwin Fighting Highlander Marching Band, but opening things up at the half, the Peters Township Mighty Indians Marching Band, and our own Kennedy Kazarowski, alumni of the band. It's also Kennedy's birthday. Happy birthday. Kennedy's 25. I was 25 in 2001. Kevin, you were 25 before that when Hardcastle and McCormick were still on.
Not quite.
No.
Close.
No. Yeah, in the neighborhood. 4th and 9. Punting situation here. And Peters Township, high floating punt. Takes an Indians bounce inside the 20 and out at about the 19-yard line as Aiello. So Maiello, that is. Aiello's good pizza. But Maiello, good punter. And a good kicker, too.
No, that reminds me of the days at Central because you would go up the Squirrel Hill after the games, the home games. That was the spot to go to the pizza shop you were just talking about. We called it Aglio's, though.
Is that what it's supposed to? Is that how you say that?
Aglio's.
I thought it was Aiello's.
Could be.
I don't know. It's good pizza regardless.
It is good.
Yeah, just make sure I start.
Where are we starting this drive? On the 22.
22 for the Highlanders with 2:24 left here in the opening half. A 41-0 deficit as Peters Township has shown what they're all about here tonight, Kevin. As we mentioned, a couple of big Indian star players out for tonight's game.
Trib's #1 ranked team in the PIAA rankings.
And flags fly before the play.
I think we're going to get a shifting call or an illegal formation.
Galantine not happy.
12 men.
All right. So Galantine.
Illegal sub.
Baldwin.
If you remember a home game earlier in the season, they had like 5 of those penalties.
This is it's been a year, Kevin. It's been a tough year for Baldwin. And if you were watching the pregame for our weekly session of sitting down with Coach Brown, he talked a little bit about how he's kept things together, not just for the team, but for himself. It's been a tough year for Coach Brown. I got to give him a lot of credit for, being in the news for reasons that weren't great.
Right.
And, he also talked a little bit about what the future might hold for Baldwin football as we are in a realignment year. So next year, there'll be a realignment. Ball batted as coming through for Peters Township was who else, Kevin? Jackson Hardcastle getting the hand up. You might say he speared that one away from the intended receiver because Edge uses the spear, and Edge's name is Adam Copeland, but he began his career as Sexton Hardcastle. I think I told you that once before, but I'll tell you again.
Yeah,
I have to share my vast knowledge of professional wrestling.
If you're new to the broadcast, my partner is a devout wrestling fan that drops all kinds of references in that are way over my head.
We'll get you up to speed on that.
No thanks, but he amuses himself, and that's good.
I mean, I've come up with how many Castle and Hardcastle.
I know this is a stretch, but this is what we need to do.
2nd and 15 as the Highlanders try to stretch this possession, and we see Fuller directing traffic back there. Galantine, they're going to take the snap. Galantine underneath has a man. Good catch made by Bryant, and then he is brought down quickly by the Peters Township defense. Joey Workman on the tackle, as well as Nick Maiello.
Good job by Bryant. Short curl, settling down. Valentine hit that back foot and delivered it, so they were able to get some positive yards there back to where the original line of scrimmage was for this possession.
So it'll be
a little less than that. I mean, a little more than that. That should be third.
It's about 3rd and 9, out to the 23. Galantine out of the gun, and a little bit of an early start there for Jordan Bryant. That's okay in the CFL, but not in the WPIAL.
He had the wrong snap count, so 5 yards forward, 5 yards back.
So Baldwin gets a little bit of a move.
Nobody noticed. He should have just kept running.
Yeah, I think the officials might be a little bit lenient, but probably not that lenient. 3rd and 13 now for the Highlanders. Ball back at the Baldwin 18-yard line. Galantine out of the gun. 3 receivers here to the near side. Pressure comes. Galantine throws, and it's through the hands and nearly intercepted by Peters Township's Jackson Namey.
Well,
got a lot of Jacksons out here on the field tonight, Kevin. Jackson Hardcastle, Jackson Namey. Of course, Joe Jackson on Baldwin. Outcast saying Miss Jackson.
It's become a hugely popular first name, and they're all starting to hit high school now.
Of course, the Jackson 5.
It's part of an era where the last names became first names.
So that's why people are not also known as Prince. Fake punt. Stout going to try to call his own number, and Peters Township will have none of it. Tracked down by Ian Watson. Well, it's Josh Stout. And the Indians are going to start in the red zone at the Baldwin 20 with triple ones on the second quarter clock, a 41-0 lead, and a chance for Peters Township to put some more on the board before the break. And Peters Township, Kevin, will get the ball to start the second half as well. Of course, as you talked about, in the WPIAL, if a team is up 35 points in the second half, we hit the mercy rule. Clock keeps on rolling. And
where's the Uncle Jesse reference?
Did you want it?
I mean, you do it every week. I've been with you every week this season, except we sat out 1 week.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I haven't had to use it every week.
True.
I've used it a few times. I did use it. Did I use it? I used it last week.
Bring it out at the start of the second half.
Yeah, well, we could.
Last week,
I got a lot of new material. We've got a lot of things like Jacksons and Castles to cover tonight.
We were at South Allegheny last week. They were impressive.
Sure were. And Stauffer to the right, dials it up, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cooper Donovan, one play, 20-yard touchdown reception from Talon Stauffer. And Peters Township leads 47-0 with 66 seconds left here in this second quarter.
Wide open.
It's an understatement.
5 seconds.
One play,
20 yards.
Maiello on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, kick up. It's good as well. And Peters Township. Kevin, we knew that this was a good football team. And Peters Township knew what was at stake tonight. A victory wraps up the Allegheny 6 Conference. You talked about a team that TJ Plack looking for that number 1 overall seed. And 12 teams make the 5A playoffs.
There you get a look. He rolls right and just runs a little 7 route to the corner, and he's just wide open, is Cooper Donovan.
So Donovan finds the end zone. Passing touchdown there for Talon Stauffer, the sophomore quarterback. Perhaps the next in line here at Peters Township is Nolan DeLucia. Hard to believe he's already a senior. Remember, he was a sophomore in 2023, the year that Peters Township won the championship. And that was when Peters Township had Chris Sabrone coming back as a senior, who'd thrown for almost 2,000 yards the year before. And TJ Plack made it a QB derby, let the best man win, and it ended up being Nolan DeLucia. And a great call by TJ Plack, as this one is driven deep by Maiello. Carter juggles at the 10 to the near side, gets across the 15 out to about the 16, where he is tracked down by Peters Township's Jackson Hardcastle.
You mentioned Sabrone's. There's a good Italian store that's near me. I go to get a lot of things. I think I saw him there quite a bit.
The bread, Kevin, the bread. Sabrone's bread. One of my favorite things, and I'm not watching carbs.
Well, that's what I'm doing nowadays.
Well, I guess you're not going to Sabrone's then.
We get some other things. Doctor's orders.
1 minute left here in this opening half, and the prescription for Baldwin has been a tough night against this Peters Township defense. Out of the shotgun here, Galantine looks to throw, and it is nearly picked off as the timing was off there, and Peters Township's Jackson Namey almost got his second pick. Oh, he's close twice. Don't believe he has one yet.
Never turned his head to look for the ball, so just the offense not on the same page. Got to get on the same page.
And Peters Township, we also mentioned, will get the ball to start the second half as Baldwin is a tough time here tonight against a really good Peters Township team. As you mentioned, the top team in Class 5A. They were the preseason favorites in this stacked Allegheny 6 conference as well. Already defeating Upper St. Clair on the regular season. High snap, Galantine gets it down, fires incomplete, too tall for Jordan Bryant. Coverage there for Peters Township was Ian Watson.
Well, Matt, we've been talking about all season how each game got increasingly more difficult for Baldwin until it reaches the apex here with Peters Township. And then the Upper St. Clair Panthers are here next week, and they're no picnic either. They're an excellent team.
They are. Only lost this season for the Panthers. Came to Peters Township a couple of weeks ago. Remember last year it was Upper St. Clair that won the regular season matchup. But then Peters Township bounced the Panthers in the semifinals. Upper St. Clair clinch a playoff berth tonight with a victory over Moon. We saw the Tigers early this season, Kevin. It's a team that's gotten better as the season went on. Galantine hit as he throws incomplete as Fuller can't bring it in. And bearing down on the quarterback there was Liam Alsop, the big junior defensive lineman, bringing the heat.
Fuller never was looking for the ball in that one either. Valentine was under pressure. The blocking just did not give him time. So again, they ran 3 plays in 10 seconds.
And Stout will punt from inside his own 10. Cubino awaits the return for Peters Township near midfield. Stout comes to the near side. Everybody going to move away from this one. Takes a good Baldwin bounce, rolling inside the Peters Township 45 and stopping at the Indians 42.
Clock never started on that play for some reason. It was 50 seconds when he punted it, and it never moved.
It's going to move a lot in the second half. So Peters Township will
folks to our left fell asleep at the switch.
Peters Township, Kevin, they've been far from asleep. They've been
on the top of their game.
Awake and alive.
An excellent team.
A very good team. And we will send out Talon Stauffer.
They're going to put 10 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, so the officials did catch it. They'll take 10 off. And see what Peters Township does here, Kevin. If they run a couple of more plays or just decide to end this half, and then they'll start the football in half number 2.
It's going to hand it right off up the middle, let the clock run.
Stauffer out of the gun. And he is going to hand off. Stutter stepping through the defense over here to the near side. Couple of yards gain. And that's Brian Moskell, another senior. He is wearing a fitting number, Kevin. Brian Moskell wearing number 36, 5'8", 230 pounds. Jerome Bettis comes to mind there. You know, Jerome Bettis liked bowling. He'd be a big fan of Legacy Lanes. And Bettis and Moskell, bowling ball-like, the way they run. On what is the final play of the opening half? We'll take a break. We'll be back. The marching band's coming up at the half. Your score at the break is Peters Township 48, Baldwin nothing. You're watching Friday Night Football live here on TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Back here at Baldwin at the half, it's the Peters Township Mighty Indian Marching Band, and they're going to dance the night away. So let's throw it down and let the band entertain you.
Let's go, crowd. All right, band, let's move to Dance to the Music and Dancing in the Street. Everybody start singing to ABBA's Dancing Queen, and I want to dance with somebody. Watch the band dance to the electric slide and the Cuban shuffle as our final number. The Peters Township High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. David Young, Assistant Director John McKay, Assistant Director Debbie Young.
There's the Peters Township Mighty Indian Marching Band with all the dance hits, Kevin.
Yeah, well done.
Dance the night away.
Yeah, they did Dance the Night Away, but not Dance the Night Away from Van Halen. but a lot of other dancing in there. And we'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll have the Baldwin Band for you when we come back. It's Friday Night Football Live here on TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Now the Baldwin Fighting Highlander Marching Band ready to entertain you here at the half. Friday Night Football Live on TenbandTV. Peters Township leads Baldwin 48-0 at the break. And after a stellar performance by the mighty Indian Marching Band, it's time for Baldwin's Marching Band to take the field and entertain you here on TBTV.
Direction of John Pickell and Zaina El Magharabi.
So let us ask ourselves, what kind of people do we think we are? And let us answer, free people, worthy of freedom, and determined not only to remain so, but to help others gain their freedom as well.
All in all, it was just a break in the wall.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
All in all, it was all just bricks in the wall.
Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason. A world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite! We will rally the world to this cause by our efforts, by our courage. We will not tire, we will not falter, and we will not fail. Let us be shy no longer. Let us build to our strength. Let us tell the world that a new age is not only possible, but probable. Let us offer hope.
The marching band is under the direction of Mr. Zach George, assisted by Emery Palmer, along with staff DJ Piquel, Maria Constantine, Katie Russell, Sierra Leonard, Joseph Bonady, Sam Marsteller, Riley Debsky, Marcus Bonavita, and Zane Waddell.
Halftime here at Baldwin. 48-0 Peters Township on top. That's the Baldwin Fighting Highlander Marching Band entertaining you. We'll take a break and be back with your second half. Allegheny 6 conference action continues here as Friday Night Football Live is on TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. Fiber New specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Look at them.
Friday Night Football live here on TenbandTV. And it was good to start the second half. It's Peters Township leading Baldwin 48-0. Alongside Kevin Zielmanski, Matt Vandriak with you here. Kevin, big half for the Indians, getting it done offensively and defensively with 2 pick sixes in that opening half.
Yeah, we're going to run the scoring real quickly. 8-yard run by Newaver, 23-yard interception return by Wortman, 29-yard run by Newaver, 80-yard interception return by Newaver, 22-yard TD pass to Lucia to Ian Watson as the Indians receive the kickoff, and they got a lot of room.
And here we come up the near sideline. It's Repepe as he's ran out by Galantine at the Baldwin 35.
Finish up a 10-yard run by Mark Repepe and a 20-yard pass, Taylor Stoffer to Cooper Donovan. 48-0.
And we are, as Uncle Jesse from Full House would say, have mercy. It's mercy rule enacted here in the second half. So the rolling clock through this second frame as Peters Township will start after the nice kick return by Repepe, who's getting it done on special teams as well.
Matt, you got some scores around the Allegheny 6 and elsewhere?
I do. We'll get to them after this play. Got a couple of Allegheny 6 games going on. Talk a little bit about this playoff scenario as well in the Allegheny 6. And at quarterback now is Luke Wagner, the freshman. And the big bus, Brian Moskell, and the Jerome Bettis 36 to his left. He'll get the call, and Baldwin ready for it. As into the backfield is Josh Stout, as well as Joe Coates.
Good penetration there by Stout, who's been good this game, Matt. Peters able to get some reps now for the 2s and 3s.
Third quarterback of the night, we see the freshman Luke Wagner in. Nolan DeLucia, 97 yards passing, Kevin, in that opening half. And the one touchdown, you have 2 touchdown passes.
Who?
DeLucia.
1, and the other one was Stoffer.
So 97 yards passing and 1 TD for DeLucia. Repepe led the team in rushing. He was over 50 in the opening half. As looking to throw, now is Peters Township flushed out, and the freshman going to take off and run. Wagner inside the 30 and taken out by Galantine there.
Forced out of bounds.
After a gain of about 8, that should be, a gain of about 6, so he's going to be a couple yards short.
You and I both did the same thing, Matt. He went out of bounds, and we looked at the clock to make sure it was running.
Second and I'm going to call it, it's just going to be third and 3 for Peters Township at the Baldwin 29-yard line. Luke Wagner out of the gun. Brian Moskell to his right. Big back in the 3-6. Faking the handoff. Tossin has a man incomplete and almost intercepted as Troy Abitachi couldn't haul that one in. And then it was almost intercepted by Jordan Bryant.
Well, Abitachi ran Abitachi, thank you, ran a post.
Bless you.
He was open, just threw it behind him. They're going to go for it here.
Fourth and 4. They're a little bit behind on the score marker, but the down marker says 4th and 4. From the Peters, they're going to get it the easy way as the hard count by the freshman Wagner gets the Highlanders the jump and free first down. 5 the easy way for Peters Township.
Nice job by the freshman quarterback right there.
24-yard line will be the 1st and 10 for the Indians.
So 1st and 10, Peters Township now at the Baldwin 24. Luke Wagner, freshman out of the gun. Moskal gets the call up the middle inside the 20, rumbling inside the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. Joe Coates makes the tackle. It's Moskal's best run of the night. He had 1 yard on 1 carry in the opening half, then I believe lost 2 on that first carry of the second half. And now picks up a first down as it gets 10 yards. And Peters Township in the red zone with a fresh set at the Baldwin 14.
I'm glad that whoever's handing out numbers at Peters understood the assignment. Moskal got 36 to resemble the bus. That was well done.
Very much so. 5'8", 230-pound senior. Third back getting some reps here. As man in motion from right to left, there's Joe Sadowski. Moskal gets the call, trying to stretch the field, breaking a tackle, cuts it back, the nimble feet of the big guy. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Stopped on the play by a host of Highlanders. Max Galantine as well as Dylan Klikowski combining on the stop. So no gain on the play, Kevin, but
an entertaining no gain as Moskal was able to shed some low tacklers.
Indeed. 2nd and 10 from the Baldwin 14.
Saw the bus on TV today previewing the Notre Dame USC game this weekend. Big rivalry. Last one scheduled for a while for those two.
The minibus, Jerome's son, is a player at Notre Dame. I believe Plexico Burris' son also plays there. There's a few NFLers, a few former Steelers as well. Their offspring, not the band, but the children. And there, here comes Moskal off the left side, spinning, and he's down to about the 13-yard line. Good tackle made by Joe Coates to grab and hang on. And then Joe Jackson comes over and finishes it up for Baldwin.
Gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8.
So 3rd and 8.
13.
Not a lot of yards on these runs for Moskal, but a lot of effort. 3rd and 8 from the 13. Luke Wagner out of the gun. Moskal to his right, 3 receivers to the right side, single wide up top. Flag on the play. Crossing pattern has a man to the end zone, backing it in for the Peters Township touchdown is Cooper Donovan. And the 3rd quarterback to throw a TD tonight is Luke Wagner from 13. Connecting with Cooper Donovan, and Peters Township crosses the century mark. They lead 54-0 with 5:56 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Seam route, well thrown by Luke Wagner. Donovan caught it, backed in, as you said. So Peters gets their first score of this half.
And we got Gabe Kita in to try the PAT, so a new kicker. Wagner will do the holding. After Anthony Maiello went 6 for 7. Flags fly before the try. And Kevin, it's Peters Township. Getting everybody a chance here to get a little PT. Not Peters Township, but playing time for PT. Double PT. PT squared, if you will.
Whatever works at this point. PT for the PT depth players.
Indeed. Kick is blocked. Nice job there by Bryant to get through. So Caney was in there as well. And it's 5:56 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's 54-0 now Peters Township on top. You see a replay here again of this TD pass. A nice one.
Good recognition. You see Donovan, he's the flanker on the outside. So 16 is going to run a little clear out for him. He's going to come underneath him on a little skinny post, and he backs into the end zone. Well done by the Peters Township offense. Good recognition by Wagner to QB. Donovan with his second touchdown of the game.
That's Donovan's second, so he's getting some work. And mentioned we have some other scores from around the Allegheny. 6 at the half. South Fayette 9, Bethel Park 7. Upper St. Clair with a win tonight would clinch a playoff berth. It's a defensive struggle between the Panthers and the Moon Tigers. 0-0 at the break. Elsewhere in the South Hills, Kevin, a big game in 4A. Thomas Jefferson 17, Chartiers Valley nothing at the break. And maybe the shocker of the night, the game we talked about, the 5A, 6A matchup. Pine Richland 34, North Allegheny nothing at the half.
The Rams opening up a little can on them.
Yeah, Ram tough.
34-0.
Deep kick by Kita. Sends the return man back inside the 5. Bryant dancing, trying to find his way across the 20. He'll get out to about the 24-yard line. Teaming up on the tackle there was Taven Antosh as well as Kyle Case. Case has had a nice night on special teams.
He was stopped by 16, Kyle Cassidy. That'll be first and 10 for the Fighting Highlanders at their own.
So Baldwin back to the offense. It'll be their first try with the football here in half number 2.
Spot this one at the 19-yard line.
So while Peters Township's into the 3s, Baldwin doesn't have that luxury. Under 30 dressed here tonight for the Highlanders. It's one of the things we've talked about with Coach Dana Brown the past couple of weeks.
You know, with their sideline, they look like a 1A school.
I believe there's 29 guys dressed tonight. Out of the shotgun here. And the handoff goes to Sakani. And he rolls forward for a couple. As that was actually taken by Fuller. And the tackle made by Peters Township's Nick Maiello.
I like the idea of Fuller handing it off. Sakani get the ball in his hands, get the ball in Fuller's hands. Valentine's going to run in with the play here from the sideline.
Peters Township working it here on defense. Gain of 2 on the run there by Sakani. And it'll be 2nd and 8 from the Baldwin 25. It's going to be Fuller tossing it over to Sakani. Sakani breaks the tackle, tries to turn the corner, and he's tracked down at the 27-yard line. Good tackle made there by Peters Township's Joey Wertman. Of course, Wertman had that pick 6, Kevin, in the opening half.
He did. He was able to retreat and make a kind of a pretty good catch reaching back, and then was able to return. Well, actually, he was the one that went to our right. That was not. It was thrown right at him, and he just ran from the middle of the field to the left corner.
Yeah, that was a 25-yard pick. It was Newaver with that long return.
See the PT staff there on the sidelines.
3rd and 7 coming up here for Baldwin from their 27. Galantine to throw, hit as he releases it, and it's nearly intercepted. As bringing the boom for Peters Township was Nick Maiello.
Was blocked by 6, Jackson Hardcastle.
Hardcastle in coverage.
Get a look here. He's going to come from the blind side of Valentine. Fuller pointing out something on defense. He comes right up the middle. 2 guys coming. Fuller picks up 1.
And Hardcastle surprised Kevin. That ball landed right in his breadbasket, and he wasn't quite ready for it. So Baldwin going to punt here on 4th and 7. Stout steps up and hits a kick to the far side of the field. Going to bounce back here through the middle. Scooped up at the 34-yard line, and a good job by Galantine on special teams to make the stop there on Santino Belusco. Also downfield for Baldwin on the play was Caleb Scheller, one of the seniors on this Baldwin team. 5 seniors on this Baldwin roster.
First and 10 for the Indians.
They'll be recognized next week, Kevin, our final regular season game And our final Friday Night Football live on TenbandTV. Baldwin and Upper St. Clair next week will round it out. Tonight, it was the pink out here at Baldwin. We were not aware. I'd have worn my pink if I'd have known that. But we had a good ceremony before the game where friends and relatives of some of the players who are cancer survivors were recognized. Got to walk out on the field, march out with their friends and family.
Yeah, we both talked about it. We almost wore it.
Moskow's wrapped up in the backfield as Frederick Hartman all over it there.
He's brought down by 8, Joseph Coates.
Going to wear it next week.
Definitely.
You and I were going to wear it next week.
Going to wear it next week. We will pink out. So if you'd like to join us, wear your pink next week too. Moskow swallowed up in the backfield there. Really like it, Mike.
It's been a big thing that was first started by the NFL a long time ago, and the high schools have continued it.
Yeah, it's been a tradition the final week of the regular season in most places.
It's just, there are, what I like the NFL does now is a crucial catch, and they use all the different colors that represent the different forms of cancer, so they don't just focus on one.
Swinging it out here to the near side. Catch made by Max Devine. Devine with room to run. Devine across midfield. Inside the 45. Brought down by Galantine. As that was executed to perfection. As we see another receiver making it happen.
Said Devine. I was going to say that was a heavenly wide receiver screen right there. Well blocked. A lot of running room down the sideline. Big gain. First down for the Indians as the clock.
They might not run another. They're not. That's going to be it for the third quarter. 3 chapters written, 1 more still to be told. Here at Baldwin, your score after 3. It is Peters Township 54 and Baldwin nothing. We'll take a break and be back with your final quarter of action. You're watching Friday Night Football live here on TenbandTV.
That's the end of the third quarter here at Baldwin High School.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pitt.
Back here at Baldwin. Fourth quarter getting underway. It's Peters Township 54, Baldwin nothing. Team switch sides. Indians have a 1st and 10 at the Baldwin 41-yard line, right to left with the football. Delayed handoff here. And Baldwin ready for that one. It's another backfield to make the tackle for the Highlanders is Joe Coates. That was
Jaden Blair.
Yeah, first carry there for Jaden Blair, the sophomore.
I like how the staff of the Indians is getting everybody involved. Giving them personal foul on the Highlanders for a taunting, standing over them on the tackle. So they're going to back it up 15 for another first down.
Another first down for Peters Township as the Indians have gotten everybody in the mix here tonight. And for these guys, Kevin, that are depth players, you practice just as hard as everybody else does. Probably get to play in the JV games, but it's always nice to get the varsity opportunity and reps. And these guys out here for the Indians have made the most of it tonight.
Well, that experience is valuable moving forward, right? That's how you build the program, not just a good team.
Out of the shotgun here. And swinging it over here to the near side. Catch made at the 25. It's going to be Coolin down the sideline, and he's bumped out at the 5. Galantine makes the tackle as Noah Coolin. The sophomore makes the grab.
Once again, just in the flat, wide open. Highlanders defense just not covering this.
Luke Wagner,
right
the freshman.
right in the slot, just uncovered.
Nice move there to break the first tackle and then take it inside the 10, bumped out at the 5. So first and goal. It's going to be spotted all the way down at the 4. Wagner out of the gun. In the backfield now is Jaden Blair. Blair going to get it up the middle, and he stretches to the end zone. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Peters Township. Jaden Blair from 4. And Peters Township has the big 6-0. 60 on the board for the Indians with 10:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Peters Township scores again.
Well, credit Blair for running through contact, backing his way into the end zone, and he probably got his first varsity touchdown there. Look at the way the team is celebrating with him. Those are memories. First time you punch one in.
PAT is up.
That kick is good.
And it is good.
61.
As that's going to be Gabe Keita on the PAT. 61-0 Peters Township on top with 10:20 left here in regulation. So thanks again to the Craft House Stage and Grill for being an advertising partner for Baldwin football here on TenbandTV. The Craft House brings you unforgettable nights of live music, specializing in talent both close to home and from across the country. You can stop by to enjoy the Craft House's menu of scrumptious, scratch-made food that will keep you coming back for more, along with a wide selection of beverage choices with something in mind for everyone. The Craft House also has late-night happy hour on Fridays and Saturdays from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., featuring half off of 20 delicious menu items. Stop by the Craft House Stage and Grill at 5024 Curry Road, or check them out online at crafthousepgh.com. This weekend at the Craft House, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. start time, Rough Creek brings their country stylings to the stage. And then on Sunday at 6 p.m., Kings of Thrash rocking the house. Kevin, you'll be there. No Steeler game this Sunday, so no excuse not to be there.
That's correct. It's not far from my house.
So that penalty, the kickoff will occur at the Fighting Highlander 45.
So Baldwin, Peters Township's going to kick off from the Baldwin 45. There's a penalty on the PAT.
Back to receive for the Fighting Highlanders, 1, Jordan Bryant, and 4, Tyler Diode.
Diube and Bryan await the return here from Keita. And he's going to send this one back to the 1. And actually, I'm going to say that he was in the end zone when Bryan tried to bring it out, and that's an automatic touchback on the high school level.
The kickoff is a touchback. It'll come out to the Fighting Highlander 20.
So as we can see on your ticker here throughout the game, we have the playoff scenarios here. But for Class 5A, a total of 12 teams will make the postseason. Top 3 teams from each of the Allegheny 6 Big East and Northeast Conference will earn playoff berths, plus 3 wildcard teams selected by the WPIAL Football Steering Committee. And in the Allegheny 6 Conference, Peters Township is 9-18 away from clinching the conference championship. Upper St. Clair, if they win tonight against Moon, will clinch a playoff berth. Moon can in a playoff spot with a victory over Upper St. Clair and a Bethel Park win over South Fayette, as we have flags before the play. And the referee is not channeling the sounds of the Peters Township marching band and dancing the night away, Kevin. That was a false start.
It was a false start.
It was not the shuffling to ABBA that had you out of your seat earlier.
That's right.
No matter which way you spell it, it still says ABBA, frontward or backwards.
I was enjoying the mighty Indian marching band and their song selection.
Tremendous work. Been very fortunate, Kevin, not just with Baldwin, but with the visiting teams here. The bands have been tremendous this season.
And they work hard, and that's why these games are another reason why these games are important, to give them an opportunity to shine.
Galantine looking for Sakani. It's over his head, and that pass may have been behind the line of scrimmage.
For 3, Sakani is incomplete.
There's a whole
one more
last game, Matt. There's a whole ecosystem around this.
It's a community.
There's a community event, and things happen, and the band's a big deal. And glad we're able to bring it to some people that maybe are not able to get here that have relatives in the band or relatives at home watching the band members. And
we'll be back next week, so you can do it again as Baldwin wraps up the 2025 regular season here against Upper St. Clair. Peters Township, Kevin, they close out the 2K25 campaign at Bethel Park next week. They tried to wrap up the 2025 regular season with perfection. To the Indians, 2nd and 15, Galantine out of the gun. Coach shifting from left to right, and too many pieces moving as Baldwin struggling to get the playoff here to, not playoffs, but the playoff.
Playoff?
Playoffs. Talking about playoffs?
You want me to run a play? Playoff?
Playoffs. I hope we can win a game. Jim Mora, classic.
Trying to get a first down here. Baldwin has 1 first down this game.
And the Highlanders. Kevin, we mentioned this is a realignment year, so after this season, the PIAA will release the enrollment and how they break down by class. Talk more about that after this play. Galantine is tossing it back. Fuller going to throw, and that one up there and incomplete.
Late flag coming. Yeah, that's a mercy flag. Well done, official.
Intended for Sakani. The nearest player to the ball was Peters Township's Jaden Blair. And I tell you what, Kevin, we're going to go throwback. That reminds me of the old Nintendo game Duck Hunt. That one up in the air. Someone shot it down.
Pull. There's Coach Brown talking to his players. They got a nice shot of him, so we want to thank him for all his cooperation this year also.
Been a pleasure to work with Dana Brown this year. Enjoying the pregame interviews we bring you, sitting down with Coach Brown. Next week, instead of sitting down with Coach Brown, we will have a special interview segment with your 5 Baldwin seniors as part of Senior Rec. Galantine swings it behind the line. Sakani breaks a tackle, turns the corner, has a first down. He's bumped out at the 35-yard line. It's Blair on the stop for Peters Township.
Second time this game, the Highlanders are able to move the sticks and get a fresh set, picking up a first down. Sakani gets it. We talked about him. He's basically their main offensive threat.
Sakani is
trying to get the ball in his hand.
Consistent. He's had a consistent season.
Yeah, it was interesting. We filmed his interview, and he's interested in playing football.
Yeah, I'd like to play on the next level. A couple of these guys would like to play on the next level.
He wants to be a doctor.
Galantine to throw, swings it behind the line. Sakani, I'm not sure if that was drawn up that way or not, but he is tracked down quickly on a tackle there by Nick Maiello. I think that Sakani may have wanted to throw that one, Kevin, but Baldwin had it covered well.
Nick Maiello brings up 2nd and 13.
So we're down under 5 minutes left here in regulation. 61-0. Peters Township on top. The Indians led, what was it, 41-0 at halftime? Or was it 48-0 at halftime?
20 in the first quarter, 28 in the second, 6 in the third.
Here's another score from around the WPIAL. Big game. Southmoreland, they've been the story of the WPIAL this year. Well, then they ran to Elizabeth Forward tonight. 34-0 Warriors lead the Scotties in the third quarter, so Southmoreland will taste defeat for the first time. Galantine running for his life as Nick Maiello, little Troy Polamalu in the blood there, Kevin. He timed the snap count perfectly.
I mean, he timed it so well, I thought he was offside.
So did I.
But no offsides call.
Bethel Park has battled back. They have a 20-16 third quarter lead over South Fayette now. 2 teams we saw last week in 2A, Kevin, in the Allegheny Conference. South Allegheny 56-6 over Stowe Rocks as the Gladiators chasing perfection. Apollo Ridge rebounding. They have a 31-21 fourth quarter lead over defending 2A champion South Park.
Well, picking up a fresh set, at least the Highlanders have worked 6 minutes off this clock here. And as we approach 9 p.m. Eastern in a couple minutes here, we're going to be done pretty early here on this one.
Pine Richland has increased their lead to 51-0 over North Allegheny in the third quarter.
That seems
crazy. Galantine looking off the near sideline for Sakani, and incomplete. Well, hung up there a little too long, and Jaden Blair able to close in and break it up.
Sakani wanted an interference call. He almost was able to get his hands. You think NA sat some players because it was a 5A, 6A game?
I'm just trying to confirm that score. I thought it might have been inaccurate at first, but it keeps piling up one way. So I don't know what happened, but we'll find out more tonight.
Let's get a look at the cheerleaders. That was on your screen there for a moment.
Big 3A matchup, Avonworth and North Catholic. Some thought it was going to be a game. Avonworth thinks otherwise. Antelopes 42, Trojans 3 in the third quarter.
Back for the Indians is 21.
Has Baldwin got too many on the field here?
I think so. And We're going to have a stop.
Timeout.
TO taken here by the Highlanders. So thanks again to Legacy Lanes for their sponsorship of Baldwin High School football here on 10-band TV. Everyone loves to bowl. Jerome Bettis does. So why not do it while celebrating your birthday? Birthday party packages are available now. Legacy Lanes also offers online lane reservations. Just go to their website at legacylanes.us and make your reservation for some bowling fun. There are also opportunities to join league play year-round. Visit Legacy Lanes at 5024 Curry Road or give them a call at 412-653-2695. 4th and 15 here for the Highlanders. They're going to just go for it at this point, Kevin. I mean, why? Why not? Or are they going to punt it? Stout, okay, I saw Galantine back there, but Stout's back there. So he will kick it away. Waits the snap at his own 15. Peters Township with the return near midfield. And Stout going to pull this one down, trying to find some room. And he is tracked down and stopped inside the 30 by Peters Township's Ian Watson. He's still getting it done here on special teams in the fourth quarter. Highlanders will take over inside the Peters Township 30-yard line and a couple of knees away from wrapping up this W and wrapping up the Allegheny 6 Conference regular season title.
Yeah, it's important we recognize that Peters Township has won a very competitive Allegheny 6 Conference title this year. Earlier we had talked about earlier in the season we talked about, I mean, you were calling it like the SEC of high school football in this area, so it's very competitive.
That was Ryan Lynn's words, actually, from Moon. He's the one who caught it. That I just stuck because I thought it was a great analogy.
Yeah. So acknowledge the accomplishment of Peters Township here, winning the section title.
And next week, they'll try to make it a perfect 2025 season. Watson out of the gun. Moskal back in. Run this clock down as far as they can. This might be the final play. Here comes Moskal off the right side. He'll be stopped in the backfield as Galantine and Stout combine. Moskal loses a yard. And Peters Township will have to run one more play before this one is official. Trinity, the Hillers, 48, Laurel Highlands nothing. So Trinity, I believe, clinched the playoff berth with that victory. And that's in 4A. We saw Trinity. That was the first week of the season, Kevin. Holy crap, we're in week 9 already. Well, week 8 plus 0 equals 9 or 8.
Where did we see them play?
That was the opener. They hosted Moon. Moon beat them on the last play of the game. 20 seconds left.
That was a good game.
It was a good game. Our first look at Moon, we saw Moon weeks 1, 0, and 1, 1, and 2, whatever you want to say. Saw them, and Peters Township have to run one more. Taking the knee is Watson, and just like Reynolds, or maybe Run DMC, that's a wrap. Final score here from Baldwin, Peters Township 61, Baldwin nothing. Congrats to the Indians. They are the Allegheny 6 Conference Champions. We will take one more commercial break. We'll be back here to wrap it up. Kevin has a long scoring recap, and then we'll look ahead a little bit and talk about these playoff scenarios we head into the final week of the 2025 regular season. Final score again here from Baldwin, Peters Township 61, Baldwin nothing. You're watching Friday Night Football live here on 10-band TV.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, Shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Back here at Baldwin, wrapping up Peters Township 61-0 victory over the Highlanders. Congratulations to the Indians. They are the Allegheny 6 Conference champions. You're watching Friday Night Football live here on TenbandTV. Matt Vandriak, Kevin Zielmanski wrapping it up as well. Kevin, Peters Township early and often en route to this 61-0 win. The scoring recap for you here on TBTV.
Yeah, we're going to try to do it with some highlights here, Matt. This is going to be, as our cameraman is saying, it's going to be my Sports Center moment right here. It's going to be, that's not paper. That is later in there. That is spotlighted.
That's the last touchdown by Jalen Blair. It'll call new paper into the end zone.
8 yards out at 3:14 of the first quarter. Then it's going to be an interception return by Joey Wortman from 23 yards out at 5:23 of the first. That makes it 13-0. Here it's going to be DeLucia rolling out, and he's going to throw a little. Oh, that's a breakup by Sakani.
Sakani strong on defense.
There's the interception return by Wortman. We didn't practice and rehearse this right now.
That was 25. 25-yard return.
Then, as you see on the screen, that made it 13-0 with the extra point. Now here's Cole Paver from 29 yards out. New Paver to the corner of the end zone right there. Extra point made it 20-0. And then right here is going to be the catch from Sakani. That was the first down for the Highlanders in the first half, as he's going to get taken down harsh there. Here's the interception return for a touchdown, 80 yards by Cole Newpaver. That's his third of the first half. 27-0, Peters Township led. That one was at 1:11 of the second quarter. This here is going to be the pass to Ian Watson, 22 yards out. DeLucia to Watson at 3:40 of the second quarter. That made it 34-0. And then on the kickoff, it falls to the ground, and the Indians are going to recover as it checks up and bounces back. Loose ball recovered, and then they're going to go right on offense. It's going to be Stauffer is going to hand it off to Rapepi. He's going to run down the middle. He's going to get tackled at the 10. That's going to set up the next run by Rapepi. He's going to punch it in from 10 yards out at 5:39 of the second quarter. It's going to make it 41-0 Peters Township. Good blocking up front. He didn't get touched till the 2-yard line. Spins out of that into the end zone. And then on offense, it's going to be a tackle for loss by big number 76, Anthony Lepre. Grabbed him. You're going to see Valentine here get the snap. He's going to throw it over the middle. That one's going to fall incomplete. Here comes a punt. That one was bobbled, but I think it's going to be on this possession where it's going to be Wagner to Donovan. Here it is, Luke Wagner. No, I'm sorry, that was Taylor Stauffer to Cooper Donovan in the corner for a 20-yard touchdown pass. That made it 48-0. Now we're going to get a look at Luke Wagner, and he's going to find Donovan for a 13-yard TD pass. Second of the game for Donovan. That makes it 54-0. Here's Fuller on offense. Valentine gets a snap. Almost intercepted after he is hit hard. This is a big gainer here for the Peters Township Indians. It goes to Max Devine, who runs it down the sideline. It's going to pick up a first down for Peters Township. Into the flat, wide open. He's going to get down to the 3-yard line. That is Noah Cullen. And from there, it's going to be Jaden Blair. He's going to pop it in from 3 yards out. That's going to close out the scoring for the Indians. A final score 61-0.
So Peters Township clinches the Allegheny 6 Conference regular season championship. The Indians improved to 9-0 overall, 4-0 in conference play. Peters Township closes out the regular season at Bethel Park next week. For Baldwin, the streak goes on. The losing streak now hits 28. The Highlanders 0-9 overall in the season, 0-4 in conference play. Baldwin wraps up the 2025 campaign here at home against Upper St. Clair next week for senior recognition. A couple of scores to update you on here in the Allegheny 6 Conference. Bethel Park comes back to take a 20-16 fourth quarter lead over South Fayette, and Upper St. Clair has a 10-7 fourth quarter lead over Moon. With the win, Upper St. Clair clinches the playoff berth. The rest of the Allegheny 6 to be determined. There's a lot to be decided still, Kevin, but all in all, Peters Township as good as advertised, and they look to wrap up 2K25 perfect next week against Bethel Park.
Terrific team. Great chance to win not only a WPIAL championship, but a state championship this year.
Thanks to our crew for making the game happen tonight. Thanks to Kennedy Kazarowski. Thanks to Mike Amon. Thanks to Dustin Beck. And thanks to Jared Todd-Hunter for their camera work. Todd Kazarowski on production from our broadcast partner, Kevin Zielmanski. Matt Vandriak saying thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Bring it to you. Your final score again here from Baldwin. Peters Township 61, the Highlanders nothing. Thanks for tuning in and watching Friday Night Football live here on TenbandTV. Good night, everyone.
He spotlighted.
Release out of the gun. Handoff up the middle. Cole Newaver into the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver takes it in from 8 yards out. And for Newaver, that is his.
Isn't their toughest opponent or their most talented opponent of the season tonight?
DeLucia to throw, rolls to the right. Dials up the deep ball, has two receivers down there. And broken up by Baldwin. Good. Up the left side, inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township.
23 yards, Joey Wortman on the interception, Matt.
So Wortman, the senior defensive back. 2nd and 10 from the Baldwin 29. Newaver gets the call, finds a seam. Newaver breaks a tackle to 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the end zone. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver. Through the WPIAL, and the 5A playoffs are going to be good. It's going to be good football. 3rd and 15. Galantine dialing up the deep ball, coming back to get it is Sakani out to midfield and into Peters Township territory before Jackson Namey brings him down. Right sideline, Newaver with one man to beat. Newaver cuts it back inside the 15. He's going the distance. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cole Newaver. Throw the hats, Kevin. He just got the HT of TDs, this time with the pick 6. And 11 coming up here for Peters Township at the Baldwin 22. DeLucia out of the gun. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, fires underneath. Catch made inside the 10, inside the 5. Walking it in for the Peters Township score is Ian Watson.
He has.
One was fumbled, one was juggled. There's been no return. And he's going to float this one here to the near side. It's going to take a bounce. Loose ball, still loose, and it's recovered by Peters Township. Getting downfield for the Indians was Kyle Case, his 2nd fumble recovery.
That had those practice reps in the game.
4th and 8, Peters Township to go for it from the Baldwin 25. Delayed handoff. And here comes Rapepi. First down inside the 15, inside the 10, and brought down at the 9-yard line. Touched at the Highlanders' 10-yard line.
I don't feel really good about going for it in the first quarter, but I didn't mind that because they ran a draw.
They'll do it again. Here comes Rapepi up the gut into the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Mark Rapepi. This time a 10-yard run, and it's 2nd and 5 after the run there by Jordan. And out of the gun, Jordan going to try again, and this time he's going to be slammed in the backfield on the tackle by Liam Alsop. Prevalent, Kevin, the days of the A-team, the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, now you're talking about
Chips.
Dun, 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 dun.
Galantine hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete as he felt the wrath of Tony Abitachi there. Usual punter and the senior injured out tonight. We're hoping Jack's able to make it back next week for senior rec. Stout gets a good kick, line drive off. Ball juggled, picked up, and caught at the 25-yard line. Sorry, at the midfield line there by Alan Kubina. And Castles to cover tonight.
We were at South Allegheny last week. They were impressive.
Sure were. And Stauffer to the right, dials it up, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Peters Township. Cooper Donovan. One play, 20-yard touchdown reception from Talon Stauffer. Wide up top. Flag on the play. Crossing pattern has a man to the end zone. Backing it in for the Peters Township touchdown is Cooper Donovan. And the third quarterback to throw a TD tonight is Luke Baldwin from their 27. Galantine to throw, hit as he releases it, and it's nearly intercepted. As bringing the boom for Peters Township was Nick Maiello.
Represent the different forms of cancer so they don't just focus on one.
Swinging it out here to the near side. Catch made by Max Devine. Devine with room to run. Devine across midfield. Inside the 45. Brought down by Galantine. Out of the shotgun here. And swinging it over here to the near side. Catch made at the 25. It's going to be Coolin down the sideline. And he's bumped out at the 5. Galantine makes the tackle as Noah Coolin. Blair going to get it up the middle, and he stretches to the end zone. Is he in? He is. Touchdown, Peters Township. Jaden Blair from 4. And Peters Township has the big 6-0. Matt Vandriak saying, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Bring it to you. Your final score again here from Baldwin. Peters Township 61, the Highlanders nothing. Thanks for tuning in and watching Friday Night Football live here on 10 Band TV. Good night, everyone.